Beloved one, hear these words with an open heart, for they are spoken with the force of truth and the clarity of divine purpose. A great shift is approaching your life, a connection, unexpected, undeniable and appointed for this very season, is making its way toward you, not by chance, not by coincidence, but by design. For too long you have questioned why past relationships crumbled, why doors closed, and why you were led down paths that seemed to end in silence. But nothing was lost. Nothing was wasted. Every tear, every ending, every lonely night was a preparation, refining you, shaping you, strengthening you. Your next relationship will not resemble what you have known before. It will not come through the familiar patterns that once led you astray. It will not echo the wounds of your past. This union will surprise everyone around you. Even those who thought they knew your story. They will speak in hushed tones, marveling at how such a connection came to be. They will feel the weight of its significance, even if they cannot explain it. And you too will be astonished. For the one who is approaching is not stepping into your life by human timing, but by divine instruction. They are being guided toward you with purpose, with intention, with alignment that transcends logic. This connection will feel like a recognition of the soul, as though two paths that once wandered in separate directions suddenly remember they were meant to converge. You will feel peace where you once felt doubt, strength where you once felt fear, and clarity where confusion used to reign. Do not chase, do not strain, do not force. Simply prepare your heart to receive what is worthy. Prepare your spirit to rise into the love you once doubted you deserved. Prepare your mind to release the narratives that no longer belong to you, for the coming relationship is not merely romantic. It is restorative. It is elevating. It is destiny moving toward you with wings of purpose. Walk forward with courage. Stand with the confidence of one who is divinely protected and guided. And know this: what is meant for you is already on its way. It will arrive with strength, it will stand with truth, and it will transform your story in a way that leaves no room for disbelief. Your next relationship will shock everyone around you, but most of all, it will show you how deeply, how powerfully, and how precisely heaven can move on your behalf. Prepare yourself. The time draws near. A divinely guided relationship is approaching unexpectedly, and this truth carries far more weight than a simple prediction or comforting phrase. It is the kind of shift that moves quietly before it moves powerfully, the kind that begins in the unseen long before it enters your physical world. When something is divinely guided, it is not orchestrated by your past experiences, your preferences, your routines, or even your expectations. It is shaped by timing that overrides logic, by alignment you could not have manufactured, and by a purpose that neither you nor the other person fully understands at first. This relationship is not coming to you because you sought it out, strategized for it, or worried it into existence. It comes because it has been prepared for you in ways you cannot yet see. Unexpectedness is part of its nature. It will arrive from a direction you are not currently looking toward, through a person you may not have imagined, or through circumstances that feel almost too perfectly aligned to be random. You may be focused on your routine, your healing, your responsibilities, or even your solitude, believing that love is a distant concept or a chapter that will open someday. But divine timing rarely waits for you to feel ready. Instead, it brings you what is meant for you at the moment your heart is capable of receiving it. Not when you feel prepared, but when you are aligned, often without noticing that alignment has taken place. This relationship approaches like a quiet tide, rising steadily without drawing attention to itself until the moment it touches your feet. There will be signs before it arrives. Though they may be subtle, you may experience a sense of inner stirring, a sudden peace that you cannot explain, or a feeling that something is shifting, even though nothing appears different on the surface. You may find yourself releasing old attachments more easily than before, feeling less drawn to patterns that once held you, or feeling a strange readiness for something you cannot name. These internal movements are indicators that something is drawing near, and while this connection is approaching you, it is also approaching the other person. They too are being guided, nudged, awakened, and prepared in their own time and in their own way. You may not know them yet, or perhaps you do, but only through a lens that has not yet revealed their significance. Divine guidance weaves paths long before the people walking them understand their destination. This person may currently be navigating their own season of transformation, rising from their own challenges, or releasing their own past, so that they may stand before you with clarity rather than confusion. Divine timing ensures that both hearts reach readiness simultaneously, even if the journeys look entirely different. The unexpectedness is part of the beauty of this connection. You may have imagined love in certain forms, or believed it would arrive in a specific way, but this union teaches you that the divine rarely mirrors your imagination. It surpasses it. It brings you someone who complements you in ways you didn't realize mattered, someone whose presence feels like both revelation and recognition. The unexpectedness does not mean the connection is chaotic or confusing. On the contrary, it often feels surprisingly natural, as if something dormant awakens within you and whispers, "This is why it never worked with anyone else." A divinely guided relationship often enters your life at the moment your spirit is prepared to hold it, not at the moment you stop wanting love, but at the moment you stop chasing what was never meant for you. There is a profound difference. When you release desperation, fear, and attachment to outdated expectations, you create space for what is truly aligned. This connection thrives in that space. Divine timing does not operate through force or struggle. It flows through surrender, through the opening of the heart, through the quiet decision to trust what your soul has always known. If you look back on your past relationships, you may see a pattern, situations that felt forced, timing that felt off, connections that required shrinking or performing or chasing. But what approaches you now is different. It does not require you to bend yourself into shapes that distort your identity. It does not demand the exhaustion of proving your worth. It arrives with a peace that stands in contrast to everything you've experienced before. And because it is so different, it will surprise you, not in a dramatic or overwhelming way, but in a way that humbles you. You will realize that you were never forgotten, never overlooked, never denied. You were being prepared. This relationship is guided not just for your happiness, but for your growth. It carries a purpose that extends beyond companionship. It helps you rise into the fullest expression of yourself, encouraging you to stand in your truth, your strength, and your light. The person approaching your life will reflect back to you your own worth, not because you lack it, but because you deserve to experience it through another's eyes. You will see yourself differently through this connection, more deeply, more compassionately, more truthfully. Divine guidance means that obstacles will not hinder this union. What is meant for you will not be lost by chance, nor stolen by circumstances, nor withheld by fear. Even if the connection faces challenges, the guidance surrounding it ensures movement toward resolution rather than separation. It is protected, not fragile, purposeful, not accidental, prepared, not impulsive. The unexpectedness also serves another purpose. It bypasses the limitations of your expectations. You may have prayed for love, hoped for restoration, or wished for companionship, but what approaches is more expansive than your requests. It reflects not only what you desire but what you need, what you are ready for, and what aligns with your higher path. Divine timing does not give you the minimum, it gives you the aligned. As this relationship approaches, your task is not to search for it, predict it, or attempt to identify it. Your task is to remain open, steady, and aligned with your own growth. The connection will reveal itself without you needing to chase or analyze. Divine unions are recognizable not through intensity or perfection, but through clarity. There is a steady knowing, a calm recognition, a peace that settles where chaos once lived. Prepare yourself not by striving, but by becoming. Let authenticity shape you. Let faith strengthen you. Let healing steady you. You are not waiting for this relationship. You are rising into it. And at the moment both paths reach alignment, it will arrive. Unexpected yet undeniably right, quiet yet powerful, surprising yet familiar. It is approaching, not by accident, by design. This union will astonish everyone who witnesses it, not because it is loud or extravagant, but because of the unmistakable power and purity surrounding it. People around you, friends, family, acquaintances, even those who only observe you from a distance, will feel something unusual about the connection. They may not be able to fully describe it, yet they will sense that it carries a weight, a significance, an energy that sets it apart from anything you've entered before. There will be a kind of quiet amazement, a collective pause, as if the world around you recognizes that something rare has taken place. Those who have watched your journey, who have seen your struggles, your endurance, your heartbreak, and your transformation, will be astonished by the timing and the nature of this relationship. They have witnessed the battles you fought alone, the resilience you've shown, the moments when you questioned whether love in its truest form would ever find you. They saw the way you held on when letting go seemed easier, the way you continued to grow when staying stagnant would have been more comfortable. Because of this, the arrival of this connection will feel almost surreal to them. It will be a testament to the invisible work you've done, the inner healing you've embraced, and the strength you built through seasons of difficulty. This relationship will not align with the expectations others had for you. Some may have assumed you would follow predictable patterns, or settle for what was familiar, even if it did not honor your worth. Others may have believed that your story had already been written based on the partners you once chose, or the cycles you struggled to break. But this union will break every assumption, shatter every outdated narrative, and present a version of your life that reflects your evolution rather than your past. People will be astonished because what they see in this relationship reveals how far you have risen beyond what once held you back. The astonishment will not come from shock alone. It will come from admiration. Those around you will feel inspired by your connection. They will see how you glow differently, how you stand taller, how your peace deepens. They will notice the stability, the joy, the gentleness, the respect, and the authenticity that flow effortlessly between you and the person you are now aligned with. They will sense that this relationship is not built on fantasy or superficial attraction, but on something solid, grounding and elevating. It will serve as living proof that love does not need chaos to feel passionate, that it does not need suffering to feel meaningful, that it does not need uncertainty to feel powerful. Some people will be astonished because they didn't expect you to choose such a connection. They may wonder how you found someone so aligned with your heart, or how this person sees you so clearly. They may question how two paths that seemed so separate found their way toward each other so naturally. There will be a kind of wonder in their eyes, not envy, but awe. They will recognize that this relationship is not the product of chance. It carries the unmistakable signature of purpose. Those who doubted love, who questioned whether genuine connection still existed, will find themselves softened by watching your relationship unfold. Even if they never speak it aloud, your union will challenge their beliefs about what is possible. They will witness vulnerability without weakness, devotion without control, trust without fear. They will see two individuals who honor each other not out of obligation, but out of recognition of something sacred. This kind of love often becomes a quiet beacon for others, reminding them that patience is not wasted, that healing is not pointless, and that timing has its own intelligence. There may also be those who are shocked, simply because this relationship does not fit their preconceived storylines. They may have assumed you would end up with someone familiar, someone from your past, or someone who mirrored old versions of you. But this connection will surprise them because it reflects who you are now, not who you once were. It will show them that growth changes your destiny. People often assume your future will look like your past, because that is all they have known of you. But your evolution has rewritten what is possible. This union will make that change undeniable. Some may be astonished because the person entering your life does not match what they imagined for you. They may differ in background, appearance, personality, or life path. Yet the harmony between you will be so evident that any initial confusion will be replaced by recognition. People will see how this person compliments you, challenges you in healthy ways, brings out your softness, your confidence, your passion, your creativity, and your peace. They will observe how naturally your energies intertwine, how effortless the connection feels, how profoundly supportive and balanced it is. The astonishment will deepen when they see how this relationship transforms you, not because you become someone new, but because you become more fully yourself. You will be more grounded, more aligned, more expressive, more empowered. This connection amplifies your inner strength rather than overshadowing it. Those around you will see a kind of wholeness in you that may have felt incomplete before. They will see joy that radiates from a place of sincerity, not performance. They will see love that uplifts rather than drains, that stabilizes rather than unravels. People who knew you in your hardest seasons will remember how much you carried, how much you endured. They will remember the times when you questioned whether real connection was still within reach. Watching you step into a relationship that honors your worth will feel like witnessing a full circle moment. It will remind them, and you, that nothing you went through was wasted. There may also be quiet astonishment in the way this union seems to form effortlessly, as if it had been waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Others will see synchronicities, perfect timing, and undeniable alignment that make the relationship feel guided by something higher. They will see how the pieces fit in ways that feel too harmonious to be coincidental. Even those who don't know you well may feel the energy of this transformation. They may simply observe from afar and sense that something powerful has shifted in your life. Some will sense the radiance of new love, while others will feel the grounded strength of a connection built on authenticity. Regardless of how close they are to you, the impact of this relationship will leave a distinct impression. Ultimately, the astonishment comes from witnessing a love that reflects healing, alignment, and divine timing. It comes from seeing a relationship that honors your worth, supports your growth, and elevates your spirit. People will be moved not because the relationship is dramatic, but because it is real. It will be the kind of union that whispers of destiny, the kind that makes even the most skeptical hearts pause, the kind that reveals what becomes possible when you rise into the person you were always meant to be. This union will astonish everyone, not because it is unbelievable, but because it is beautifully, unmistakably aligned. It will feel like soul-level recognition and destiny, not in a dramatic or overwhelming way, but in a quiet, undeniable way that moves through you with a sense of familiarity you cannot explain. When this connection enters your life, something deep within you will respond before your mind has time to analyze, question, or complicate what is happening. It is a knowing, an inner shift, a resonance that feels older than anything you've consciously experienced. You may find yourself wondering how someone you have just met, or someone you have known only in passing, can feel so strangely familiar, as though you've crossed paths long before this lifetime, or as though the connection was written somewhere beyond the physical world, long before you ever arrived here. This feeling of recognition comes from alignment, from two souls who are prepared at the same moment, meeting at a time when both are capable of seeing each other clearly. It is not forced, nor is it born from loneliness or longing. It rises naturally, steadily, like something that has been waiting just below the surface for the right moment to reveal itself. You will feel as if you already understand parts of this person, without needing explanations. You may know their intentions without being told. You may sense their heart even before they fully open it, and they too will recognize something in you, something that feels like home, like truth, like purpose. Destiny does not always announce itself with fireworks or overwhelming emotion. Sometimes it speaks through peace. When you stand before someone who is aligned with your soul, the nervousness you once felt with others dissolves. You feel safe, held, grounded. You feel like you can breathe differently, speak differently, listen differently. The energy between you flows without the strain or uncertainty that characterized your past connections. You don't have to guess their intentions or question your worth. You feel an ease that might initially confuse you because you are so used to equating love with chaos, intensity, confusion, or pursuit. But this connection shows you that real alignment does not require turmoil, only recognition. There will be moments where you look at this person and feel as though you've known them for lifetimes. The way they laugh, the way they think, the way they show care. These details will feel familiar, even if they are entirely new. This recognition is not illusion or fantasy. It is the soul remembering something the mind has yet to understand. It is the sense that your connection predates your meeting, that some part of your journey was always meant to lead to this moment. This sense of destiny will deepen as the relationship unfolds. You will notice synchronicities, timing that seems too perfect to be random, conversations that arrive exactly when you need them, decisions that lead you toward each other in ways neither of you could have planned. You may discover that your paths almost crossed many times before, or that your lives mirrored each other in ways that prepared you for this union. It will feel as though the universe gently guided both of you through separate lessons, separate trials, separate awakenings, until you were finally ready to meet without the weight of your past interfering. This connection feels destined because it has purpose. It is not simply a romantic relationship. It is a union that elevates you. It calls forth the best in you, drawing out strength, compassion, clarity, creativity, and depth you may not have realized were waiting inside you. It challenges you in gentle but meaningful ways, not through conflict, but through inspiration. You will find yourself wanting to grow, not because you feel inadequate, but because this person reflects your potential back to you. You will feel encouraged to rise, to heal, to expand. This is the kind of connection that multiplies your light rather than dimming it. The sense of destiny also reveals itself in how you complement each other. You may have strengths where they once struggled, and they may offer clarity in areas where you tended to stumble. There will be a natural balance, an intuitive understanding of when to support, when to stand back, when to lead, when to listen. You will feel like two pieces of a story that finally make sense when placed together. Not because you complete each other, you are already whole, but because you enhance each other's wholeness. Your past experiences will begin to make sense in light of this connection. Moments you once questioned, heartbreaks, delays, disappointments, will no longer feel like random suffering. Instead, they will feel like refinement. You will realize that every ending taught you something essential. Every setback strengthened you. Every heartbreak sharpened your discernment. It will become clear that without those chapters, you would not have recognized this connection for what it is. You would not have been ready to receive it, hold it, or honor it. In this way, the feeling of destiny is not just about the person entering your life. It is about the entire path that led you to them. There is also a profound mutuality in a soul-level connection. You will feel seen in ways you have never felt seen before. You will feel understood without having to explain every detail of your history. You will feel valued not for what you can offer, but for who you are. And the person entering your life will feel the same from you. There is an equality, a balance, a shared depth that makes the connection feel sacred. Neither of you will need to shrink or overshadow. You will stand beside each other, both strong, both luminous. This connection will also awaken intuition within you. You will sense their emotions even when they don't speak them. You will feel their presence even before they arrive. You will know when something is shifting in the connection, not due to insecurity, but due to the deep energetic bond you share. This intuitive awareness creates a foundation of trust that strengthens the relationship. You won't feel the need to chase or question because the connection itself speaks. Destiny also shows itself in how this relationship feels like growth without fear. You won't be afraid of vulnerability, honesty, or emotional closeness the way you once were. You will feel guided to open your heart, not pressured. You will feel safe enough to reveal parts of yourself you once hid. And the person you're aligned with will do the same. The transparency comes naturally, not from obligation but from the comfort of knowing you are accepted. Ultimately, this connection will feel like coming home, not to a physical place, but to a version of yourself that feels truer, clearer, more aligned. It will feel like stepping into a chapter of your life that was waiting for you, a chapter that reflects your healing, your growth, your strength, and your readiness to love in a way that honors your soul. The sense of destiny does not come from fantasy. It comes from alignment, timing, and the recognition that what is arriving in your life was always meant for you. It will feel right. It will feel familiar. It will feel destined. And above all, it will feel like truth. Past wounds were preparation for this connection, though it may not have felt that way when you were walking through them. Every moment of pain, every disappointment, every ending that left you questioning your worth or doubting your future, was shaping you in ways you could not see at the time. Growth rarely feels like growth when it's happening. More often it feels like loss, uncertainty, or heartbreak. But each experience you endured was clearing space, strengthening your spirit, and preparing your heart to receive the kind of love that requires depth, clarity, and readiness, not fear, confusion, or compromise. When you look back on the relationships that hurt you, you might remember the confusion more than anything else. Moments where you stayed longer than you should have. Moments where you gave more than was returned. Moments where you held on tightly even though something inside you whispered that it was time to let go. These memories are not signs that you were weak. They are evidence that you love deeply. And while some of those connections were unbalanced or misaligned, they were part of the shaping of your emotional wisdom. Through them, you learned what you need, what you deserve, and what you will never again accept. Past wounds often come from unhealed hearts meeting each other without the clarity to communicate or the maturity to nurture love in a healthy way. These wounds taught you the difference between intensity and stability, between attention and commitment, between desire and devotion. They showed you that love is not simply about connection. It is about compatibility, respect, timing, and willingness. Without those earlier experiences, you may have settled for less or accepted behavior that reflected your old self, rather than the person you have now become. Every heartbreak pulled something from you, yes, but it also added something: wisdom, discernment, boundaries, strength. Consider the times you had to walk away from someone you once imagined a future with. That kind of ending tears at your soul because it requires you to grieve not just the relationship but the version of your life you thought you were building. But those endings weren't punishment. They were protection. They redirected you away from people who could not walk with you into your next chapter. They closed doors that were never meant to stay open. They removed you from situations that would have drained your light instead of amplifying it. Even the relationships that worked for a while but eventually fell apart served a purpose. They often expose what you still need to heal. They shine a light on your patterns, your tendency to overextend, your difficulty setting boundaries, your fear of vulnerability, or your habit of choosing partners who mirror unresolved wounds. These revelations can feel painful, but they are pathways to liberation. They show you where your heart needs strengthening, where your mind needs clarity, and where your spirit needs soothing. There were also moments when you felt abandoned, or misunderstood. Moments when you questioned whether love was truly meant for you. Those experiences were not meant to break you, they were meant to break open the parts of you that needed healing. They pushed you inward, forcing you to discover your own strength, your own worth, your own voice. They made you more aware of what you value in a partner, and more importantly, what you value in yourself. Healing did not happen all at once. Sometimes it came in waves, sometimes in whispers. You may have resisted it at first, clinging to what felt familiar even when it was harmful. But eventually you began releasing slowly, piece by piece. You let go of the people who no longer aligned with your needs. You let go of the illusions of love that were built on fear or dependency. You let go of the unrealistic expectations you placed on yourself, and in doing so, you began to create the space for something real to enter your life, something aligned with your growth, your truth, and your highest good. Pain, in its strange way, prepares you for the love you deserve by making you aware of the love that isn't meant for you. It sharpens your intuition, it clarifies your values, and it teaches you to trust yourself more deeply. When the next connection arrives, you will recognize its authenticity not because it overwhelms you, but because it does not. It will feel stable where others felt chaotic. It will feel honest where others felt confusing. It will feel safe where others triggered your deepest fears. And you will know without explanation that this relationship stands apart from everything you've known before. The wounds you endured also taught you patience. They taught you that real love cannot be rushed, forced, or demanded. It must unfold naturally. It must grow from mutual willingness. It must arise from two people who are ready not to repeat cycles, but to build something new. This patience has been preparing you to recognize the value of the connection that is coming. Because without patience you might have tried to shape it prematurely or resisted it out of fear. You also learned resilience. You learned that you can survive heartbreak, rise after disappointment, and rebuild your life, even when someone you loved chose not to walk with you. This resilience will help you remain steady when love presents itself again, because you will no longer fear losing yourself in a relationship. You will not cling out of insecurity or desperation. You will stand strong knowing that your worth does not depend on someone staying. It depends on you staying true to yourself. Past wounds can make the heart tender, but they also make it wise. They teach you to listen more deeply, to behavior rather than promises, to patterns rather than words, to actions rather than charm. This wisdom protects you. It keeps you from repeating mistakes. It ensures that the connection approaching your life is not chosen from fear or loneliness, but from alignment and truth. And perhaps the most important preparation your wounds offered you is this: they taught you how to love yourself, truly love yourself, not superficially, not conditionally, not only when someone else sees your worth, but in the quiet moments when you stand alone. This self-love will be the foundation of the relationship that is coming. It will allow you to give love without losing yourself. It will allow you to receive love without doubting it. It will allow you to build a partnership that is balanced, grounded, and destined to grow. So yes, the wounds hurt, they changed you, but they also prepared you, perfectly, profoundly, and intentionally. They shaped you into someone capable of recognizing the connection that is approaching, someone capable of nurturing it, someone capable of honoring it. What once broke you is now the very thing that equips you. The love that is coming is worthy of the person you have become, and you are worthy of the love that is coming. Your role now is to prepare, not pursue, and this truth carries a deep and transformative power. When something meant for you is already moving toward your life, there is no need to chase it, force it, or anxiously search for it. The season you're entering is not about striving outward, but aligning inward. It asks you to step into a state of readiness, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, so that when the connection arrives, you meet it with clarity instead of confusion, strength instead of fear, and openness instead of hesitation. Preparation is not passive. It is a conscious, intentional rising of your entire being into the version of yourself that can hold the kind of love you've been praying for. Pursuing love from a place of fear or lack creates imbalance. It pulls you away from yourself and into patterns of chasing validation or trying to prove your worth. But preparation roots you. It reminds you that you do not need to earn what is already aligned with your destiny. Instead, you become someone who recognizes and welcomes it when it appears. The energy of pursuit is effortful, frantic, and uncertain. The energy of preparation is grounded, confident, and receptive. It is the difference between running towards something you fear losing and standing firmly in who you are, while what is meant for you naturally finds its way. This preparation looks different for everyone, but at its core, it is about clearing the internal clutter that once stood between you and the connection approaching your life. It might mean healing the parts of you that still fear intimacy or vulnerability. It might mean releasing the belief that love must be painful or complicated. It might mean learning to trust yourself again after years of self-doubt. It might mean opening your heart in small, steady ways, so that you no longer shy away from the love you once thought you didn't deserve. One of the most important aspects of preparation is cultivating emotional clarity. When you carry unresolved hurt, old attachments, or lingering confusion about past relationships, it becomes difficult to fully receive new love. These remnants act as shadows, distorting your perception of yourself and others. Preparation invites you to gently bring those shadows into the light, not to relive them, but to release them. This process creates room inside you, space for new connection, new experiences, new possibilities. Preparation also means strengthening your boundaries, not as walls to keep love out, but as doors that protect your peace and guide what you allow into your life. Healthy boundaries ensure that the relationship approaching you is not a repetition of past patterns, but a reflection of your growth. They allow you to enter a connection from a place of empowerment rather than fear. When your boundaries are firm yet compassionate, you no longer settle for crumbs of affection or accept behavior that diminishes your worth. Instead, you invite respect, consistency, honesty, and mutual effort, the foundations of a lasting union. Another part of preparation is reconnecting with your sense of self. Love does not come to replace your identity, but to complement it. The more rooted you are in who you are, your dreams, your values, your strengths, the more harmonious the connection will be. Pursuing love often leads to losing yourself in the process, but preparing for love strengthens your connection to yourself. You learn to sit comfortably in your own presence, to enjoy your own company, to value your own voice. This self-awareness becomes a guiding compass in your next relationship, helping you communicate your needs, honor your boundaries, and navigate challenges with grace. Your role now is also to cultivate openness, not the kind of openness that makes you vulnerable to pain, but the kind that allows you to receive what is good without suspicion or self-sabotage. When you've been hurt before, it's easy to approach new love with guardedness, but preparation softens those defenses, not by making you naive, but by making you confident. You begin to trust your intuition, your judgment, and your ability to choose well. Openness becomes an act of strength, not risk. Preparation includes elevating the standards you hold for yourself and for your relationships. It's not about becoming perfect. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that aligns with the kind of love you desire. If you want honesty, you practice honesty. If you want emotional maturity, you cultivate emotional maturity. If you want stability, you build stability within yourself. This kind of internal alignment acts like a magnet for the relationship that is destined for you. It draws in what resonates and repels what no longer fits the person you are becoming. In this season, you are also called to nurture your faith in timing. Pursuit often comes from the fear that time is running out, but preparation is built on trust, the trust that what is meant for you is already in motion, already forming, already making its way toward your life. This trust frees you from anxiety. It allows you to focus on your personal growth, your purpose, your inner peace. It removes the pressure to search for love as if it is something that could slip away if you are not vigilant. Destiny does not operate on your panic, it operates on alignment. You may be tempted at times to question whether the connection will truly come, or whether you are preparing for something that may never materialize. But preparation is never wasted. Even if the relationship took longer than expected, every part of your inner work enriches your life in countless other ways. It elevates your confidence, your emotional intelligence, your resilience, and your self-worth. And all of these qualities make you ready, not just for love, but for every blessing on your path. Your role now is to stand in your truth, strengthen your spirit, and align with your higher self. Let go of the urgency to chase. Let go of the idea that you must convince someone to choose you or prove your value. Your value is inherent. Your worth is unquestionable. The relationship approaching your life is not arriving because you hunted for it. It is arriving because you are becoming someone who can hold it with grace, integrity, and joy. Preparation turns you into a vessel worthy of the love that is coming. It ensures that when it arrives, you will not doubt it, sabotage it, or push it away. Instead, you will recognize it as the gift it is. You will be ready. You will be steady. You will be aligned. So do not pursue, do not rush, do not force. Rise, heal, strengthen, align. Your role is preparation, and the love meant for you is already on its way.